Hello friends, welcome to the 88th session of Hybris tutorial. Guys, in this session, we are going to learn how to install and configure the SAP Commerce Cloud with the Spartacus storefront. So guys, this is a very hot topic and is very much in demand now these days. Many projects which were running on the accelerator concept, now they are slowly moving towards the Spartacus storefront. Why Spartacus storefront? Because Spartacus provide us the headless flavor. So in this video, guys, I am going to cover the end-to-end steps which are needed in order to make the Spartacus storefront up and running. So guys, before showing you anything, I just want to show a brief demo of Spartacus storefront, how the Spartacus storefront looks like. So guys, you can see once I load this URL localhost 4200, a Spartacus storefront gets opened, right? So this is the Spartacus storefront and it is very much like a e-commerce website, right? So you can see here we have the banners and we have the other components. We will be even able to see multiple products as well. And I will be able to open a particular product PDP page as well, right? Even I will have the flexibility to add this product to the cart page. So you can see I have added this product to the cart page. I can even see the cart page as well, how my cart page looks like. So you can see this is how my cart is looking like. I can even apply a promotion. So it's very much similar to what we did the setup in B2C accelerator storefront, right? But the benefit is this setup is headless, right? So this is based on the headless architecture, right? So which is very much in demand in now these days, right? So even I will be able to go to the checkout and I will be able to do other operations as well. So you can see this is the mini cart. So we do have multiple pages over here, but this is, guys, basically a basic look and feel of Spartacus storefront looks like. So I hope it is clear to you. It is clear that how a Spartacus storefront looks like. Now, guys, before going into the details of how to do the Spartacus storefront setup with the SAP Commerce Cloud in the backend, before going into those detailed steps, let's see what exactly is the Spartacus, why we need the Spartacus storefront in the front end, right? So why there is a need to use the Spartacus storefront. So guys, firstly, what is Spartacus? So Spartacus is a single page application. So Spartacus provides us, so I can just write it here. Spartacus provide us the flavor of single page application. Okay, so we write this as a SPA. So you will see this term very frequently in Spartacus. So SPA means single page application. Okay, single page application. So I can also write here that Spartacus provides us, it provides us the headless flavor, right? So I have already shown you the Spartacus storefront. Okay. So when I say Spartacus storefront, what exactly it means, how the architecture of the Spartacus looks like, how the architecture of Spartacus application looks like. So it is just like, guys, we have the Spartacus storefront in the front. We have the Spartacus storefront in the storefront. Okay. Which is based on, so this Spartacus storefront is based on JavaScript and Angular. Okay, so this Spartacus storefront is based on JavaScript and Angular. Okay, and of course it provides us the flavor of progressive web application, which we shortly call as PWA. So it provides us the flavor of progressive web application, which means we will have the flavor of both web application as well as the mobile application. Okay, so in the backend, guys, we will have the SAP Commerce. Okay, in the backend we will have the SAP Commerce. Now the Spartacus storefront will provide us the front end look and feel, but the whole data which this storefront take, it will take from the SAP Commerce, which is there in the backend. Okay, so it means now we will have the two independent servers up and running. I'm just telling you how the architecture of a Spartacus application looks like. So we will have one server which will be up and running for the Spartacus storefront, and there will be another server which is there for the SAP Commerce Hybris. So it means I will be doing the setup of two separate or two independent servers. One is Spartacus storefront server, second is SAP Commerce Hybris server. Okay, so now how, and as I told you that Spartacus will be getting the data from SAP Commerce Hybris only. For example, I added any item into, or I added some item into the cart, right? So how that item or where that cart is basically getting saved. So that cart will be getting saved in the backend itself, in the SAP Hybris itself. The database which is associated with the SAP Commerce Hybris, it will be saved in that only. Similarly, when I load any PDP page, right, in the Spartacus storefront, I showed you in the demo, we had a PDP page also. So how the data for that PDP page is coming? So that data, for that data, Spartacus storefront is making a call call to or making a web service call to SAP Commerce Hybris, then Hybris is providing that data back to the storefront or Spartacus storefront, and Spartacus is showing that data on the front end. Right now, the question is how they both are interacting with each other. So Spartacus storefront interacts with the SAP Commerce Hybris via OCC web application. OCC web services. Okay, and I have already created one video on the OCC web services. Guys, if you have not gone through that video, you can watch that video. The link of video is given in the description box of this video, as well as on the top right corner in card section. So just click on this link and just go through how a OCC web service is getting created, right? What all are the steps to create a OCC web service? But basic thing is, for each you can say each step, Spartacus storefront makes a call to SAP Commerce Hybris via the OCC web service, gets the data from SAP Commerce Hybris, or gives the data to SAP Commerce Hybris, and thus all the things which we see on the storefront, those gets loaded. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you how the architecture of Spartacus storefront looks like. Okay, now there is some history about the Spartacus storefront. Why only the Spartacus storefront? The reason is, as you can clearly see over here, here we have, because if we go to the accelerator concept of SAP Hybris, right? If you remember, in SAP Hybris accelerator concept, we used to install some accelerators. For example, we used to install B2B accelerator, or we used to install B2C accelerators, right? So that those accelerators, the storefront provided by those accelerators are tightly coupled, right? Those are tightly coupled. But guys, with the current trend, so it is very much recommended that front end and back end should be segregated from each other. They should be decoupled, right? So there are many reasons why nowadays there is a trend that front end and back end should be decoupled. The one reason can be, now every website or every brand wants to basically be very much specialized in the front end technology. They are very much focusing on the front end, how front end look and feel looks like, right? So they want only the specialized CMS content to be shown on the front end. So that is why there is a high need that the front end and back end should be decoupled, and Spartacus storefront is the one which provides us this flavor, right? So here we are interacting everything. Here we are interacting with the backend only via the OCC web service. So which means front end and backend are completely decoupled from each other, right? So that is the first reason that why nowadays Spartacus storefront is very much in demand. Second reason is with the decoupling. So guys, nowadays it is a trend that there is a specialization demand, right? The front end, there should be a specialized team for the front end, and there should be a specialized team for the back end, and they both should be, able to work independent of each other. They should have independent release cycles as well. So when you have the separate Spartacus storefront with its own independent server, right, it is very easy to maintain the separate release cycles for the front end team and separate release cycle for the SAP Commerce Hybris team. So these are the some of the reasons why there is the so much demand of the Spartacus storefront. Right now, guys, very brief thing, when this Spartacus storefront came into the picture. So the first version of the Spartacus storefront came into picture in July 2019. So we got the 1.x version in July 2019. After that, we do have the multiple versions released by the Spartacus. With the time, they do have the monthly release, and where they just release a new version. And the current version or the recent version is 6.x, which is there now in the market. Okay, and this Spartacus storefront first, this is also released by one of the SAP Commerce Hybris team only. Okay, and this is again based on the JavaScript and Angular. And one more thing, this is basically its license is free. So its license is free. So it is basically developed just to increase the scope of SAP applications. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you what is the background, why Spartacus came into the picture. Now, guys, we will see the end-to-end steps for doing the integration of Spartacus storefront with the SAP Commerce Hybris. What all are the steps which are included for doing this integration? We are going to discuss. So I will just write steps for the SAP Commerce integration with Spartacus storefront. Right. So this is what we are going to learn now. Okay, so guys, in this integration, we will be basically having the three steps. One is setup of backend. So first step is setup of backend, which means we will be doing the setup of SAP Commerce Hybris, which is compatible for which is compatible with Spartacus storefront. I will just write Spartacus as SPA. So as I already told you, SPA is single page application. So SPA storefront. Okay. So first thing is we will be doing the setup of SAP Commerce Hybris, which is compatible with the Spartacus storefront. So there will be some changes which we need to be done incompatible with the Spartacus storefront in the backend, right? So we will be doing those changes. I will be showing you end to end, steps which needs to be performed for doing this setup. Second is we will be doing the setup of Spartacus storefront, right? So I will be telling you, right, what all are the steps which needs to be performed in order to, you know do the Spartacus storefront, from where you can get the Spartacus storefront, which all are the softwares which are needed, or which all are the files which are needed to make the Spartacus storefront up and running. So I will be telling you all the steps. Third one is we need to integrate, right? We need to integrate the Spartacus storefront with the SAP Commerce Hybris, right? Third one is the steps to integrate SAP Commerce with SAP Commerce with Spartacus storefront. So guys, these are the steps, right, which needs to be performed in order to make the Spartacus storefront up and running. Okay, so we will be discussing all these steps step by step. And guys, before going into the details of these steps, I have already uploaded the setup guide on the Google Drive. So you can just go through the setup guide. So here you can see I have just uploaded on the Google Drive. So you can also go through this setup guide. In this setup guide, I have given you end-to-end steps, which all are the software, which all are the files needed, how to do the front-end setup, how to do the back-end setup, and how to do the integration between the Spartacus and Hybris. So all these details are given in this document. So just click on the link which is given in the comment section of this video, and you can download these setup guide and all the associated softwares which are needed, to do this integration. Okay, so the first step which we need to perform in order to do this integration is we need to do the setup of backend. And for doing the setup of backend, guys, we would need the software, right? So in our case, guys, we will be using the latest version of Hybris. Okay, so we will be doing this setup for the latest available version of Hybris. So I will be using the 2211 version. Okay, so you might or you can use any other version of Hybris. The steps will be almost same. Okay, but I will be using the 2211 version of Hybris. And guys, I have already uploaded the 2211 version of Hybris in the Google Drive. So just click on the link which is given in the comment section of this video, and you can also download this 2211. So you can see over here I do have the 2211. So just download this 2211, and as you can see I have downloaded this 2211 right over here. So now after doing this download, so what you have to do, you just have to rename it. So maybe I can just rename it like this. So you can see I am renaming it. Maybe I can just give its name as Hybris native, right? So this will be the Hybris storefront. Okay, so this is the Hybris native zip file. Now the next step is, guys, I have to unzip this software. Okay, to unzip this software, guys, you have to use the 7-zip. So you can see I'm doing the unzip using the 7-zip extractor. You also have to use the 7-zip only. If you use any other software to extract the zip, there is a high chance that you might lose some of the files. So it is always recommended to use the 7-zip. So you can see I am extracting, right? This will take some time. This might take 10 to 15 minutes of time, but we can wait till the time this doesn't get unzipped. But in case you don't have the 7-zip, you can also download the 7-zip extractor, right, exe file from the Google Drive. I have uploaded the 7-zip extractor as well. So you can see over here, guys, you have the 7-zip exe file. So just download this and install this in your system, then you will also be able to use the 7-zip extractor. Okay, so guys, now you can see this Hybris native, right, this zip has been extracted, and you can see over here we do have this file, right? We do have this setup, we do have the Hybris folder, we do have the installer folder, right? And we do have the other folders as well over here. Now, guys, the first step which we need to perform is we need to go to the installer folder. So you can see I'm going into the installer folder. Then I have to go in the recipes folder. So you can see I'm going into the recipes folder as well. Then over here we do have the CX recipe. We do have the other recipes as well. So guys, what you have to do, just copy this cx folder, okay, and paste it again. So over here, paste it again like this. So a folder with the name cx copy will get created. So what you have to do guys, just rename this folder. So you can see like I'm renaming this folder, and I'm giving its name like this, cx_spa. Okay, so I am using this cx_spa. You also have to perform the same steps. Okay, so you can see now I have renamed the cx folder to cx_spa, and new folder I have created. Okay, so the next step which guys I have to follow is I have to go back in the installer folder, and over here guys I have to open the command line. And before opening the command line guys, make sure that you have the jdk 17 installed in your system. In case you don't have the jdk 17 installed in your system, you will get the error during the build time only. So make sure you have the jdk 17 installed in your system. These steps I have already explained while doing the setup of Hybris version 22.11. In case you have not watched that video, you can just watch that video. The link of video is given in the description box, as well as on the top right corner in card section. But just make sure that you have the jdk 17 installed in your system. How you can know that whether the jdk 17 is installed in your system or not? So open the command line. So you can see I'm opening the command line, and then just fire the command java version. Okay, so just fire this command like I have fired, and once I fire this command, you will see that I will have the jdk 17. Okay, so I do have the jdk 17 version. Okay, so you also have to use the same. But this jdk 17, for jdk 17 I'm using SAP machine. This SAP machine software I have already given you in the Hybris version 22.11 setup video. Okay, so now guys, over here what you have to do, in the installer folder you have to open the command line. So you can see I am opening the command line. Okay, then you have to fire a command. Okay, so what is the command you have to fire? So the command is install.bat, okay, -r. Okay, then you have to give the folder path name. So then you have to give the path of your recipe. So this is the cxspa recipe which I have created. Okay, so you can see I am giving its name cxspa. Okay, now guys, there are two ways, right? So there are two ways. Either you can use because with the Hybris version 2011 or above to this, there are the two ways. Either you have to give the password in your build.gradle file, or you can give the password over here only. Either you have to give the password, right, which you will be doing for your setup. Either you have to give the password in this build.gradle file, right? Either you can give like this, like I am giving. Okay, so over here guys, you can give the password like I can give the password like this. I will show you both the ways, right? One way is you have to give the password like this. So here you have to add one key. And what is that key? So you have to write over here initial. Okay, so here you just have to write like this. You have to write initial. Okay, initial password dot admin. I mean, you have to declare the admin password, right? So like I'm declaring over here. Okay, so this was not required before the Hybris version 2011, but after the Hybris version 2011, we have to specifically declare the admin password. Otherwise, before 2011 version, the Nimda password was the default password. But now we have to, declare the password separately in the build.gradle file, which we are going to install. Okay, so because we are going to install the cxspa recipe, that's why I opened the build.gradle of this file, not of any other recipe, right? So I hope you understand why I did the changes in this cx_spa build.gradle file, not the build.gradle file of cx recipe, because I'm going to install this cx_spa recipe. Okay, so one way was that you can do the changes in the build.gradle file. Other way is over here also, in the command line also you can fire the command, or you can give the initial password. So how you can do for that, you have to fire like this, in install.bat -r cx spa, cxspa is the recipe name, then -a. Okay, then you can give init admin password, init admin password. Okay, init admin password is equal to nimda. So this will also work the same way. But guys, before firing this command, you have to perform one more step. So what you have to do, guys, you have to download the Spartacus sample data. Okay, and then once you download that Spartacus sample data, you have to do what you have to do before downloading. In the bin folder over here, you just have to create one custom folder. So you can see I am creating one folder with the name custom. You also have to do the same. And inside that custom folder, we have to place the Spartacus sample data. And from where you can get the Spartacus sample data, I have uploaded the Spartacus Spartacus sample data over here. So you can also download this Spartacus sample data by clicking on the link which is given in the comment section of this video. So you can see I am downloading it, right? So you can see I'm downloading it, and what I will do, guys, I will just place this, right? I will just place it in Hybris bin custom folder. You also have to, place at the same location. Okay, and before downloading, guys, what you have to do, you just have to rename this folder. Okay, so you can see I am renaming this folder. I will be just renaming this folder to Spartacus sample data. Okay, so you can see I have clicked on the save. You also have to, do the similar thing. Okay, so you can see once it is saved, guys, what you will do, you just have to extract it. So you can see I have extracted it. You also have to do the same thing. You have to extract using the 7-zip extractor. Okay, so you can see I have extracted this, and once it is extracted, then you can just delete this zip folder. Okay, so you can see I have deleted it. Once I have basically installed this Spartacus sample data. Okay, this will look like this inside the src. You can see inside this we do have Spartacus sample data setup files. Okay, so you can see we do have this Spartacus sample data import service.java. Just explore this more, right? What data we do have here. Okay, and then you can see we do have the setup files. We do have the some constant files which are declared over here, right? So there are, you can just go through all these files what are there in the resources folder. Okay, there are the localized files as well. Right here we do have the some of the impacts is related to the content catalog, product catalog. So just go through this file. It will be very helpful for you. It will be helpful for you once you will be doing the Spartacus setup for your custom project. So just go through this. It will be very helpful. Like in the content catalog, you will see we do have the various impacts files, right? So you can see we do have the impacts, content related impacts files. So you will be basically modifying these impacts files as per your custom project requirement. Okay, maybe in your custom project you do have another type of content catalog with the another name, right? Then you have to do the changes in these files. Okay, but for now, guys, you can see I have placed the Spartacus sample data over here. Once I place this Spartacus sample data, guys, what I have to do, I just have to go over here, right, in the Spartacus sample data. Okay, then I will be going into the resources. So you can see this is the resources. Then I will be going into the installer. Over here, guys, we do have the custom config. Okay, so in the custom config we do have the multiple configurations. So you can see this is how it is looking like. You might need to do the changes in this custom config file as per your project requirements. Okay, but I do have this custom config file. What I will do, I will just copy this config file. Okay, you can see I'm copying this config file. Then what I will do, I will go to the installer folder. So you can see I am in the installer folder. Okay, and then what I will do, I will then in the installer folder I will have the custom config folder. Over here I will just paste this file. Okay, so you also have to do the same thing. Okay, so next step is, guys, then what you have to do once you have placed this file. Okay, then you have to go to your recipe again. So you can see I'm going into the recipe, I'm going into the cxsp recipe, and you have to perform this very important step. Okay, now, guys, after doing all these changes, let's see whether the Spartacus storefront is working. So I will just fire this command Spartacus stores, right? So you can see this is how it is looking, and you can see now it has loaded. Okay, so it means we have successfully done the setup of the Spartacus storefront. Okay, so this is how it is looking. You can see this is the look and feel of the Spartacus storefront. I have shown you guys end-to-end steps for doing the setup. Okay, so you can see I can click on any product, right? I can click on any product. I can open the pdp page. I can do add to cart. Okay, so you can see I'm doing add to cart, and in the backend, guys, you can see request is even going to the Hybris server as well. It is getting the data from Hybris server only. Okay, you can do the view cart, or you can click on proceed to checkout. Okay, but guys, I hope now it is clear to you what all are the steps which are required to perform to do the Spartacus setup installation. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. This is how the Spartacus storefront looks like. You can browse to any categories, right? So I hope, guys, this is clear to you. And guys, just one more thing I just want to show you in the end. If you if you just go to the network tab, okay, I'm going to the network tab, right, like this I'm going. And if I basically go to the fetch xhr, and if I fire this, url again, you can see it is firing the multiple calls to the backend. So it has, basically firing the occ calls only to the backend, which I had informed you in the beginning of this video, that Spartacus will be interacting with the Hybris via the OCC calls only. So you can see it has made all these OCC calls to the backend. But I hope, guys, it is clear to you how you can perform, or how you can, do the Spartacus storefront with the SAP Commerce in the backend. Okay, so I have explained you all the steps end to end. In the last portion of this video, guys, I just want to show you one more thing, that in case, guys, you have done the changes, right? Maybe your Hybris is running on let's say another port, because if you see over here, maybe if you see over here again, once we are firing, right, you can see basically Spartacus is making a call to the Hybris on the port number 9002. Let's say Hybris is running on any other port number, or maybe Hybris is, running on any other host, right? So where exactly you have to do the changes, you have to do the changes in the Spartacus code base. Okay, we have already done the Spartacus code base. So if you go to our Visual Studio, right, so in the Spartacus configuration module.ts, guys, here we have given the base url. Okay, so you just have to do the changes in your port. Okay, let's say my Hybris server is running on port number 9032, so I will just do the changes over here. As soon as I do the changes, guys, it builds automatically, and you will see that now it will basically, you can see it has automatically refreshed as well. And now this call is failed, right? It is expected as well, because now it has started, making call on the port number 9032, and there is no Hybris server which is currently running on port number 9032. Our Hybris server is running on the port number 9002 only. If I do the changes back, if I, change this to port number 9002 and and save it, you can see it has now again fired the call, and now my Spartacus storefront is loading. Okay, so guys, I hope this video is informative for you. And guys, this is the first video in the Spartacus setup. We will be bringing more videos with more customizations related to the Spartacus in the future as well. So I hope this video is informative for you. And guys, if you like this video, please share this channel URL with your friends as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.